Hey guys, how's it going? It's Damien here, and in today's video I'm going to talk you through call tracking. I'm going to explain what it is, how you use it, and more importantly why you might want to use it in your digital marketing campaigns. So most clients I speak to haven't really heard of call tracking, they're not really sure what it does. So basically, as an overview, a call tracking system, it's a bit different from your regular phone system, but the goal is that it creates a virtual number, and it inserts that number on your website so that when somebody comes to your site and calls your business, this call tracking number will kind of be inserted, and it's what they will see. So when they call you, the app that you're using, which I'll explain in a minute, captures where they've come from and all sorts of information about them. And it can also do things like record the call and stuff like that. And another clever thing it can do, if you've got multiple campaigns or multiple sort of parts of your business, it can play a little message as when you answer the phone. It can say this call is coming from X part of the business or Y part of the business, and it can. So if you've got multiple business, it can be very handy as well, because you know what to say then when you answer the phone. So if we just jump into it quickly, this dashboard you can see here is the call tracking system that we're using, and we were using a different one, and it was just quite clunky, and it wasn't fun to use. So we're switching everything over to this one. I'm not getting paid to promote them or anything, but I highly recommend these guys, Wildjar. They're based here in Australia, and just very smooth to use. As you can see by this dashboard, it's quite intuitive and easy to use. And then to show you the kind of things you can do with it, it's most important here if you're doing Google Ads. I think it's essential that you have some sort of call tracking set up, because if you don't have call tracking, anyone who comes to your website from a Google ad, if they ring the business directly, that is completely lost. It goes into a black hole, so you don't actually know if they have where that call came from, whether it was from that Google ad. And so that could be a big missing part of your data. You can be getting conversions from certain campaigns in Google ads without actually knowing it. So this is that missing piece of the puzzle. Tells you where they're coming from. So in this example, we can see this is for a client of ours in the solar space, and you can see here this for the tracking period we're looking at, which is just the last week. They've had 6 phone calls, and 5 of them came from Google ads. So 5 from paid, and 1 came from a marketing email. So you can see here exactly where they came from, and we can even see here where my cursor is on the screen. We can see what keywords the calls came from. So solar installer resulted in 3 calls, and solar energy contracted. So if we weren't doing this, we wouldn't actually know those campaigns had resulted in calls, because those people might have come, browsed around the site, and then rang up, and it's just lost if we don't do this. So over time, we start seeing more and more data about where they're coming from. That information can be integrated back into your Google ads. So you're telling Google ads, yes, this was a conversion, and then Google ads optimizes your ads. Same thing with any other ad platform. If you're doing Facebook ads, it can send the data back to the platform, and it can say this was a conversion, give us more of this. So that's really crucial if you're doing ads. In terms of pricing for a tool like this, it is there's like a monthly ongoing fee, which I think is 20 or 30 bucks from memory, and you do pay a rental on each of the numbers. For most businesses, you probably only ever need 1 number, maybe 2 numbers at most for a standard sized business, unless you're getting a lot of phone calls every day. Like if you get 20 plus phone calls a day, you might need more than 2 numbers. But and the reason for that is if you have 2 people ringing the number at the exact same time, the call tracking system won't really know which one to allocate it to. So if you've got 2 numbers, it will actually show a different number to those 2 people, and then it will actually differentiate them. And I'll show you how it does that in just a minute. So yeah, in terms of pricing, you've got and then you do pay a little bit per minute on the calls. So if you're already using a 1300 number in your business, you'd probably look at replacing it with something like this, because you don't want to double up of those 1300 numbers. And this can do most of the things those that regular 1300 call systems can do, like the I forget what it's called, like IVR or whatever it is, where the person can get routed between different parts of the business. So as far as the way it works on your website, it's not rocket science to set up either. Just using our website as an example, you just insert the code on your website the same as you would like a Google Analytics code or any kind of tracking code, and it will then just automatically scan for any mention of your phone number. So you then in the portal you tell it what your phone number is that you want replaced, which is your standard business number, and the script will just go through your website, and every time someone loads that page, it will replace your regular phone number with that phone number. The old systems we used to use, you have to go to every instance of the phone number and you have to insert a custom code, but not anymore. It's now clever enough that it will just detect that phone number anywhere on your site, and it will show the tracking number instead. So here's an example on the screen now. If this is a tracking number actually, but if you called this, I'd get a phone call and it would route to my mobile and it would say call from Click Digital website, for example, and then I'd get an email saying this person found you on this referral site, or they came from an ad, which is really handy. And the other great thing is it goes straight into your CRM. So we're using HubSpot, and so if I'm on the phone to somebody, I can actually open up HubSpot, and their number is already saved in HubSpot as a contact, and I can actually flesh out the details, their name, email, everything like that while I'm on the phone with them. So I've still got that data where they came from if they go on to become a client, whatever it might be. So yeah, that's basically it. But yeah, I think if you're doing ads in particular, it's a crucial piece of the puzzle. And also if you're doing things like letterbox drops, you can just take out a number for a specific campaign. If you're sending out direct mail, things like that. If you're doing some kind of outdoor campaign, you can just rent this number temporarily, use it for that, and then you can track all of the results that came through that one campaign because it's a unique number. So yeah, that's basically it. I definitely recommend it if you're doing any sort of marketing, and phone calls are a large part of your business because it just fills in that missing piece of the puzzle. All right, let me know if you've got any questions. Hope that was helpful. All right, cheers.